G'day guys, it's a very sad truth that Greens Lake behind me is slowly drying up. They've decommissioned the pumps and said they're not going to add any more water in here. It's just left to its own devices, and as you can see in that direction, it's getting quite dire. But today I'm going to paddle around in my Safari H2O kayak. I've got a deeper flexible arm mount attachment for my deeper fish finder, and I'm going to go find out how much water's left out in the middle. Righto, there's the official deeper flexible arm mount for boats. There's the fish finder itself down there. You can see it adjusts its level depending on the water level to stay the right amount of submerged at all times. I'm just going to hook up the lanyard here just in case something goes wrong. I won't lose my fish finder. So I'll clip that in. There we go, all safe. And I've done a bit of a makeshift mounting rail there because I didn't have one, but it's all secure and ready to go. So what's normally a castable fish finder is now a boat fish finder, and I'll be setting it to boat mode on the settings shortly. But that attachment can be purchased online just like all the other deeper products, including the flexible phone mount which I'm using there to get the readings, the arm and the unit itself. And remember, if you use the code ROWAN10 you can save 10%. And if you're not familiar with the unit itself before seeing this video, I'll leave links in the description to my previous videos covering the castable fish finder itself. And there's the unit floating along down there. Even though the kayak's currently moving, you can see the water coming past it. It's maintaining its stability in the water quite well. And just a bit of an update, since I left the shore near the boat ramp there, I've only travelled a little bit. I'm out to 2 meters of water. So this map will show me the white line, which is my GPS heading, or where I've been on the GPS, and the colours will show the depth according to a depth map, which you can view the colours on another screen. And on the right side I've got the live reading there. Just a fish going past in the middle, I think. 2.1 meters now, and just as I suspected, it's not getting much deeper very quickly at all. I suspect most of the lake's going to be like this, just a big empty flat bottom, but we'll see. Looks like I'm going past a few schools of fish there. Not huge, look like schools of little redfin by the look of the sonar there. Just paddling at a cool 2.5 k's an hour. I don't know why it just went back to 0, but I'm doing about 2.5 k's an hour, which is about half walking speed. And you can see the water temperature at the top there is 17.8 degrees Celsius. I can tell you one thing, and it's probably evident of this lake being so low, and that's I've never been the only boat on this lake. There is usually at least a few fishing boats on here, and more often than not there's a few water skiers as well, and that's on a quiet day. But I'm the only vessel out on the water. It is eerily calm, and even the water, it's so rare for it to be glass like this. It's a good day to be out here, nice and relaxing. There's Percy and Pete, off looking for some lunch probably. So I've just been pretty much heading for that tallest tree on the horizon there. I just want to make a beeline from one side of the lake to the other so I can get a good picture of the depth, and then I might zigzag around a bit and see what's happening in other areas on the way back. I'm probably about halfway across the lake now, and we're still only looking at 2.5 meters depth and not much happening on the bottom. It's only going to get shallower as it keeps drying up, but the good news is, yep, there's one. There's quite a few schools of little fish in there. So there's still plenty of redfin in here to be caught, and I've seen, there was a bust up right in front of me, and I've seen plenty of carp jumping around too. So there's still some fun for the fishermen. I don't know if there's any bigger fish in here. I think I saw a few bigger ones on the sonar before, but they could have been carp as well. There we go, we've hit a new deep spot, 2.6 meters. As I'm getting closer to the other side, that's interesting. Although not totally unexpected, to be honest. Quite often when I'm here fishing from the shores, I'll see the fishing boats over here along this shoreline, so maybe there's a deep trench over there. We'll certainly find out. There was a bit of a trench on the bottom there that I came over. That's interesting. I missed that. I wonder how deep it was. I'll have to watch the replay. I'll put a thing on the screen so you can see what it was, because I wasn't looking. I'm getting closer to the shoreline and it is getting shallower now. But that trench I came over might have been where the fishermen usually pull up. So I'll try and find that again on the way back and have a good look at it. Yeah, 1.4, it's only getting shallower from here. The shoreline's just in front of me. But I want to go touch the front of the kayak to the sand, just so I've made a complete line across the lake, and then I'll head back and try and find that trench. You can see on the readout there now it's 0.7 meters or 70 centimeters and a lot of weeds under me. I can visibly see them here in the water. You can see them represented on the graph there as well. And the unit's starting to say too shallow when it comes across those weeds now. So I'll call that a complete line across. The shoreline's right there and I don't really want to get out and walk through those weeds either. So I'll turn around here. I'll head back towards the boat ramp and find that trench. I'm really interested in it. I reckon there's a good chance that's what the fishermen are over here usually targeting. I do want to take a slightly different line, as you can see on the map there. I'm heading across just to map a different region. There's no point mapping the same region I just covered. Well, based on where I've seen fishing boats in the past, if there is a long trench along here, it runs along the shoreline because the boats all seem to line up along this direction. So hopefully I see something on the sonar again on the way back, even though I'm taking a different line. But the beauty of these is my scan will be saved to my Deeper account on their website on a platform called Lakebook. Now I can use that to go back and view my maps and sonar readings at any time from any spot. I can have a look at where the fish were holding, the depth, the map, everything. Everything that I've just seen on my phone is available to be reviewed in depth once I get home on my computer or on any device that has access to the internet via their Lakebook service. Oh, yep, there we go. There was a little trench. Let's go back and look at that. Let's turn around and see if I can stop above that trench and have a look at it. There we go. I think I found it. 2.6 meters. Geez, it's only a narrow trench, isn't it? It drops down and straight back up. But that'd be a great place to drop some bait down. I wonder if there's more holes like that. I can't really hover above it. It seems too narrow. Well, I've lost the trench. I can't find it again. But given that this is such a flat-bottomed lake with no structure, if there was any yellow belly or cod left in here, they'd be in a place like that trench where they can seek cover and ambush things as they go past. I seem to be stirring the local carp population up. They all seem to jump right behind me. So I must be stirring up the weeds and dislodging a heap of food and getting them excited or something. Because in the past 5 minutes I've heard about 6 of them jump within 10 meters at the back of my kayak. Well, still a very flat, uninteresting bottom and still 2.5 meters depth. It's been the story for most of the lake, to be honest, apart from a few holes and trenches. You can see why it's so popular with the water skiers and water sports community, because there's nothing to hit your head on under the water. It's still deep enough to go flat stick on for now. Won't be once it gets much shallower, but yeah, you can see why it's so popular with water sports. And there's still plenty of fish in here too, judging by the sonar readings. You can see the boat ramp in the distance there that I'm heading back towards. But I've given it a test run now. I'm very happy with how it performs on the kayak. Let me know your thoughts below. Would you like to see me take it out to Lake Epilock or something and find a school of fish on the fish finder and drop some yabbies down and try and catch them? What do you reckon? Let me know in the comments. Well, my battery went flat about 100 metres away from the shoreline, so you didn't get to see me scan the boat ramp, but I didn't see anything too interesting. I'd say the lake bottom looks pretty much as I expected, just bare, barren and flat. 2.5 metres consistently across, except for a few little nooks and crannies. Don't forget to check out the Deeper website for all their range of fish finders and accessories. Use the code ROWAN10 to save 10%, and I'll see you in the next video.